Okay, we're gonna jump right into it. What we're gonna do is get on with making the seahorses. So this is what we have. A pile of 2x12s, just construction lumber. And we're gonna turn them into seahorses. This is gonna be part one. They're not painted yet, but that'll be part two. Enjoy. I don't store any of my wood inside. I kind of leave it outside in the undercover where I went and pulled the board out. And then I didn't want to bore you with all the cutting, so I just kind of like gonna do it fast. Bang, 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 all done. So a lot of times when I'm making a video like this, people ask me about the details of the CNC machine. You know, how fast did you go, what RPMs, what kind of cutters. That's not what this video is about. I could do more detailed videos on speeds and feeds and how to run a CNC, but this video is about making the seahorse, and that's what we're doing here. The CNC machine is part of the project. It just is. I mean, it makes the seahorse from the lumber, but I have to program it and do all sorts of stuff. But it's just part of the process. So I'm just going to talk about making the seahorse, not about the details on the CNC machine. So we'll just kind of blast through that as much as we can. It's boring watching the machine go back and forth. So most of it is in kind of fast mode. Cutting pine on a CNC machine leaves a lot of what I call fuzzies. They're parts of the grain that didn't really cut off correctly. And so what happens is when it doesn't really cut correctly, it raises the grain, but it doesn't cut it off. And that leaves what I call fuzzies. A lot of people call them fuzzies. So the easy way to remove those fuzzies is to just burn them off. And on something like this where it's going to kind of look distressed and rough and rustic, or however you want to call it, you don't do anything real fine. So a torch and a wire brush really does a lot to remove the fuzzies and kind of prepare the surface for painting. When I'm sanding around the edges and around the corners, I use really, well, this is like 150 grit, but I don't really use 150. I use like 80, 60, 100 would be pretty fine for doing this kind of stuff. And getting around the edges and around the corners, I just trying to round it out. You can see it's not really super fine. Yeah, getting down in the corners over here. It's really just round over the edges and get the sharpness out. So that's the end of part one, making the Seahorse. And this is where we're at. It's all sanded and ready for painting, and that's going to be part two. We'll paint it up and make it all look pretty and put a little hanger on the back and go from there. So do me a favor, please. Like the video if you like it, and If you don't like it, then click the down thumb. But yeah, make a comment, ask me a question, let me know you're out there, let me know you're listening, and see you in the next one. Bye.